push. You mean?
Yo, you know I fully bad attack, you know. I'm here say yo, E-Zone. I'm here say yo, boy things. Yo, Honeybee. One fully bad represent. You hear that? Rural station.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Danique, and you're locked into the E-Zone right now with Honeybee, Kareem Boyatings.
Hey! I'm Pampute, and I'm representing for E-Zone with Kareem, Boyatings, and Honeybee. Monday to Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. I want to them.
I don't know, sir, Zach Jones. I'm represent for the E-Zone.
I'm a Safa, the Sub 10 King.
And I am Alicia, the better half. And we are the Powells. And you're tuned into the E-Zone.
With Honeybee and Kareem, Wire Things.
Monday to Friday on Nationwide 90 FM.
Hey, me a say now, them for know say I keep going and representing on E-Zone. Watch you know, with Kareem, boy things.
All right, it is Wednesday. It's Hump Day. It's May 29, 2024. Good afternoon, Jamaica to the world. I'm Kareem Boyatings alongside DJ Kevin the Kinetic. My sitting co-host, Nora, well, NGB, right? She's not here today. And my lovely co-host, Honeybee, is still off, but she'll be back next week. And you're in the E-Zone. Got a buzz and a bag of things. How are you?
I'm good today. Well, you know.
I mean, a boys today inside the studio, obviously.
A vibe.
Right? It is going to be a vibe indeed. Now, we're live on the Revolutionary Station and nationwide at 90.3, 90.5, 90.7, and 90.9 on your FM dial. You can also listen to us at www.nationwideradiojm.com or on our mobile application available on the App or Play Store. You can also follow us on YouTube and Instagram. And on Instagram, it is Nationwide 90 FM. And on YouTube, it is Nationwide 90 FM Live. We're actually live on YouTube, and we still have our Star YouTuber of the Month challenge happening. If you're just listening for the first time, this challenge is, if you comment first, a word, not a letter, a word on our YouTube, you get a star, and the person at the end of the month with the most stars, they'll win something, right? Now, for the past couple of months, we've been just inviting our, E-Zoners inside of the studio with us to just embark in the experience of what the show is. You understand? And let me just jump over YouTube real quick. The first person I'm seeing is Rosalind Stewart, and I think that's Rosalind Stewart's first star, Kevy, by the way. You understand? I'm also seeing Nika, who was on the show last week. Yeah. Bernadine Bowen is here as well. Nadia Newby, who was our Star YouTuber of the Month a couple months ago. I'm also seeing Member Mikawa is member, you understand? And Clinton Rattray. Big up yourself and things. Once again, guys, remember to share the live. Let people know that we're live. We actually, started late, unfortunately. But our team is down there at Sandals Resort, right? Ricardo is hosting. So we have to get all the information and things happening, right? No, on the show today, we won't have a topic because it's a packed show. Someone want to know for rock and comedian and things. In the mix, we'll be having legendary sprinter, the 5th fastest man of all time, right? His first time in Jamaica, by the way, in 10 years. Justin Gatlin will be live in studio. And also his co-host from the Ready, Set, Go podcast, Rodney Green. They'll be here at 4:05. Now, and also, a little bit right after this, we're going to be having some students from the Stella Maris Preparatory School coming to thrill us with some amazing talent. The last we had were Half a Tree Primary, right?
Yeah.
Nice, bad. Them
Smart.
sing and them talk and them interview. We interview them. Love it, right? So Stella Maris will be here performing literally right now, right? So we have some students. Some will be singing, Kevin. Some will be, doing some poetry for us, right? So I can't wait for that, mate, yeah? So in the meantime, between time, DJ Kevin the Kinetic on the 1s and 2s, guys. Once again, it's a packed show, so we won't be having a topic. We won't be having the E-News segment, right? So right after Kevin, we'll be having the students from the Stella Maris Preparatory School.
Good thing them. The good thing them. The good thing them. The good thing. When we do road, me have to wear the good thing them. The good clothes and the good shoes them. Good chain and the good ring them. Me shopping at the mall at the good store them. My car when me drive at the good car them. No chicken head that does a good girl them. Pretty face with the good shape them. In a bun bush weed that does a good job. Country proper girl tell me say me well up. Artist singing in the streets and I me say that. Everything when me put on from Gucci to Louis Vuitton, Jimmy Choo, Italian, Balenciaga. Some say them a god, me a god. Every waiting at the world I love me mother. Every girl is incomplete with a good thing.
Me no know about league, cause we in a World Cup. And enough of them no like how we hotter than thermos. Me see, they don't like when get a youth shell the world up. What? Where them a go do ya now? When the men pick them girl up. Where them a go do ya now? Are we still a win? Whoa, are we still a win? We still a win. We still a win. Are we still a win? Still a win. Still a win. Are we still a win?
Hold up! All them done here! Hold up! That can't carry them on the way! Hold up! Love them! Hold up! One thing! Basic! Me telling it, me telling it, fi hold up! Hold up! Ravers are telling it, fi hold up! Hold up! Me telling it, me telling it, fi hold up! Hold up! Ding dong, I telling it, fi hold up! Hold up! Twist your foot them, twist your foot them. Twist your foot them, twist your foot them. Twist your foot them, twist your foot them. Basic! We a cha-cha boy, be a cha-cha needs to go away. Cha-cha boy, be a cha-cha needs to go away. We a cha-cha boy, be a cha-cha needs to go away. Cha-cha boy, jewelry asleep on a free time food. Me cologne a kick like Jackie Chan. Stiff in a me at night. Where you get it from up a Barbie? No brother, we no shop at Thailand. Come there, every gal to whistle. 100 guys pack up your so the thing can. Ravers, you a be a cha-cha boy in a the gang. We a cha-cha boy, be a cha-cha ni swi go away. Cha-cha boy, be a cha-cha ni swi go away. We a cha-cha boy, be a cha-cha ni swi go away. Cha-cha boy, be a cha-cha ni swi go away. Every man in a gal in Nisi go away. Cha-cha boy, be a cha-cha nisi go away. See the flare king ya, me just buy a brand new beamer. I mean now wear clothes the boy set up in Louis V, Farragamo, me foot them in Me style them different, me no dress like Tina.
So, in recognition of Child's Month, the entertainment block has been facilitating activities geared toward celebrating our nation's children. This afternoon, we're joined by students of the Stella Maris Preparatory School. The esteemed institution is known for always fostering the right attitudes and values essential to the pursuit of happiness. The track record of Stella Maris Prep in academic, sports, and art places it among the top primary educational institutions in Jamaica. We have Janice Guy, sports coordinator at Stella Maris Prep, is here, and also we have Miss Richards, who is a grade 6 teacher. Yeah.
Yes, hi.
Good afternoon to you both. How are you doing?
Good.
Now Stella Maris has been like up there, so right, top notch. Can you just tell us what makes Stella Maris Preparatory School so unique? Anybody can answer.
Okay, well, I think basically because we are well-rounded, right? We not only advance our children in academics, right, but we expose them to an arena of sports, right? So we do swimming, right, track and field, football,
netball,
right, netball,
everything.
Right, so we expose the kids to right, many different areas. Also, in our academic curriculum, right, we have where they go to swim training, right. So swimming is a part of our school.
Yeah.
What should I say? Schedule.
And we
Right.
also have robotics and chess too. That's a part of the curriculum.
I just love how well-rounded the school is, right? So in every single student, if it's not sports, it's something academic.
Something that each child can be a part
you can be a
of.
part of, yeah? Can we also talk about the creativity, right? And how does the school encourage creativity and talent development? Miss Richards.
Okay, so We enter different competitions. Like, for instance, Mrs. Guy is an art teacher as well.
Well-rounded, Mrs.
Yeah,
Guy.
and
Nice.
so we usually enter like art competitions, and so I guess through that we have the students developing their creative sides. We have a dance program. Stella Maris dance program that have been around for years.
Yes.
And so we have the junior dancers as well. And so over the years, they joined the adult dance group. What else do we do? That's about it. Art, music.
Yeah, everything basically.
Develop the creativity.
And every arena that we have entered, right, we like to win.
I know that.
So,
Yeah, we're very competitive.
So we're very competitive, right?
Yeah.
So,
Our principal loves to hear number one,
Right.
Sister
Yeah.
Mary Joseph.
so we foster that in our children as well, to not only be a part of different entities or activities, but you're going out there to put out your best.
Nice. Now May is Child's Month, right? I would like to know Stella Maris, because I'm thinking of it should be like a grand celebration every single day in May for Child's Month. Can we just talk about some of the things that the school have in place for Child's Month this year?
So on Friday, we're celebrating the day for the students. So we're
Nice.
treating them on Friday. Some things are a surprise, so we can't say everything. Yeah.
Nice,
And
nice.
it's also career day.
Oh.
So we're
So-
having our students coming out in their different professions that they'd want to be dressed in their, and the students tend to go all out for that.
Nice. Back to the school being so well rounded, yeah. Can we also talk about the preparation now in maybe 4th, 5th, 6th grade, the upper schools, to go to high school, right? What do you guys have in place to facilitate that and the transition to be more seamless?
So you're talking about the kids from 4th to 5, then
From
5
4
to
5
6?
to 5 to 6, and then to high school.
All right. So, PEP starts at grade 4.
Yeah.
So we have to kind of, when the students transition from grade 3 to grade 4, it's not always so easy, because then you break up integrated studies into science and social studies. So it's more reading per se. So we have to get them, developing their minds to understanding the PEP questions a little bit more. And, we have to do it like a 3-way. With school, student, and the parent. The parent has to be involved. Definitely have to be involved. So we get the parents' involvement if for any reason, like a particular child has a deficiency basically in a particular area, we have that one-on-one with the teachers, and we try to get the students on par. Because as Mrs. Guy said, we don't like coming anything but first.
Anything but first.
Right.
Just unbelievable, because now they're on the top of the list.
Right. So for
Understand?
grade 6 too, we are having a talk for the students transitioning into high school to help them, kind of to help them to kind of understand how high school is. It may help, it may not help, but the point is at least you heard something.
Yeah.
So they may just take something away from it.
I love that. Now today we're going to be having 6 students performing for us. Can you, because obviously Stella Maris is full of talent, right? How did you narrow down the list to 6 students?
Okay.
That's
Well, in teaching, basically from grades 1 to 6.
Yeah.
Right. So I have a knowledge of the students who are good in different
Areas,
activities
yeah.
and areas. Right. So basically, right, I threw it out to them, and who would like to go on nationwide news, right, to say a poem and stuff. And they basically
and it's
came
the
up.
help for the teachers, to the class
Right.
teachers.
Yeah.
So they
Involvement.
basically came up with ideas, and because I have students here who, write poems. They made up a poem
Nice.
today about Child's Month, and they're going to be
Can't wait
performing
to
it
hear
today.
it.
Right, I had a student today who, student Louis a section of Louis Bennett poem, and just like that. So they're quick like that.
Yes.
Right. So that is basically how, right, we selected them.
On top of things.
Yeah.
I love it. How can our listeners get involved or to support the school's initiatives from this year onward? When I have any programs are going on and I want to help with nothing. But want.
We always need
Exactly. We always
come on,
need
Mr.
help.
Chuds, come on, talk about it. Time's odd.
Well, I mean, if you want to help, I mean, children in general, like you choose Stella Maris as the school, you can email the school at Stella Maris prep at hotmail.com. Put in the box there said okay, address to the principal and state what it is you'd like to help us with.
Yeah.
Nice. I could identify an area where we could need some help.
Yes, please.
Right, our swim team, right? I mean, we've been the number one school in years coming back. So since COVID, we're back out there and performing. So our swim team could do with some sponsorship if anyone is out there want to see Stella Maris back up there at number one.
Back at the top,
Yeah.
right? So to all the part students of the institution, right? If you can assist, please go ahead and do so. Once again, it's Stella Maris Prep.
Stella Maris Prep at
hotmail.com. Love it. Now we're gonna take a break. We're here with Miss Richards and Mrs. Guy, and after this break, we're gonna hear from the students of Stella Maris Prep. And I can't wait because I'm seeing everybody here will be doing an individual piece, right? So some will be singing, some will be doing a poem. I can't wait. You see, we're gonna take a quick break. This is the E-Zone on Nationwide at 90 FM.
KFC Hot Wings. A wing for the win. KFC Hot Wings. The time by KFC is...
It's 3:30 p.m.
Jamaica's economy is in the best shape ever. Everybody a yard and abroad a talk about it. Your government is investing in our hospitals, parks, community clinics, roads, and water infrastructure.
The temperature by the office of the Prime Minister is...
It is 32 degrees Celsius here in Kingston and 25 degrees Celsius out west in Montego Bay.
E-Zone is brought to you by KFC Hot Wings. Available in hot and spicy barbecue. KFC Hot Wings, a wing for the win. KFC is finger licking good.
KFC Hot Wings. A wing for the win. From your taste one wing, there's just no stopping. KFC Hot Wings. It's finger licking, spicy or barbecue. Which one you picking? Good for have on the go. Any flex, any link. Best wing. Best believer. We say the thing long lasting flavor. We stay winning. KFC Hot Wings. A wing for the win. KFC Hot Wings. Delicious, irresistible. Enjoy a 10-piece combo or 25-piece party bucket today in hot and spicy or spicy barbecue. KFC Hot Wings. A wing for the win.
Are you ready?
Time for a change, time for a new gear. Time to be brave, cause it's a new year. I'm paving my way now, embrace the new changes. You be safe, Jamaican flavor. Stay thirsty for more.
Azen Super Center in Midtown Crossroads, a place you've come to know and trust for quality and the best prices. Now, come see our expanded range of products, fine furnishings, kitchenware, your smart TVs, and all things electronics, and the latest in curtains, bed linen, and bathroom accessories. It's the new and expanded Azen Super Center in Midtown Crossroads with convenient, safe, and free parking. Shop with a smile at Azen Super Center.
My Mega
With so much to do in one location, make Megamart your one-stop shop. Pick up your groceries and houseware needs, grab a bite and pay some bills, fill your prescriptions and see the beauty products in our pharmacy. All in one amazing location. My Megamart, the best value by far.
Shop H&L Rapid True Value for sleek UPVC windows in various sizes, white or black, clear or gray glass options with mesh screens, and doors 1 to 5 panel with or without glass. Start right. Start here. H&L Rapid True Value.
takes place at the Racers Grand Prix Saturday, June 1 at the National Stadium. World champion Noah Lyles, British record holder Zarnell Hughes, Africa's fastest man Ferdinand Amanyala, and Jamaica's favorite Blitz Seville battling the 100 meters. World champion Antonio Watson takes on champion Allison. Olympic champion Hansel Parchment graces the track in his pet event. St. Lucian hotshot Julian Alfred goes up against the young Jamaican Joel Alana Reid. Devin Charlton takes on Akira Nugent. Tickets available at racersgrandprix.com, mysticonlinetix.com, and the Jamaica Pegasus starting May 24. Finish line $5,000, regular grandstand $3,000, bleachers $500. Don't miss a great night experiencing Jamaica's track and field, passion and entertainment.
KFC hot wings, a wing for the win. From your taste one wing, there's just no stopping. KFC hot wings, it's finger licking, spicy or barbecue. Which one you picking? Good for have on the go. Any flex, any link. Best wing, best believer. We say the thing, long lasting flavor. We stay winning. KFC hot wings, a wing for the win. KFC hot wings, delicious, irresistible. Enjoy a 10-piece combo or 25-piece party bucket today in hot and spicy or spicy barbecue. KFC hot wings, a wing for the win.
Is your Strata filing its annual returns? In keeping with the Registration Strata Titles Act, Strata corporations are required to submit an audited financial statement or a copy of its accounts, prepared in keeping with generally accepted accounting principles, signed by the chairman and at least one other member of the executive committee. This must be submitted annually to the Commission of Strata Corporations within 120 days after the end of the financial year. For more information, contact the Commission of Strata Corporations at 926-9748-9.
Nationwide 90 FM is at it again. Team Revolution will clear every hurdle and sprint to the finish line as we cover the games of the 33rd Olympiad from Paris, the city of love.
Fraser Price gets the start, and look at this, Ahura going well, and here they're coming to close it down. Jetta's coming through, but Fraser Price on the near side, the Olympic champion defends. She defends the title. Wonderful run by Sally.
Nationwide's coverage is powered by our diamond sponsor, Pizza Hut. Now, that's delivering from all locations, island-wide.
Jamaica Mountain Peak Turmeric Latte.
They said that them really want latte with twist for make you flaunt. Turmeric packed with pumpkin spice, chewy flavor with delight. It really, really nice. May I have to say it twice?
Jamaica Mountain Peak Turmeric Latte with pumpkin spice. Served hot or cold, sip it slow or savor the vibe. However you desire. Just add water. Available in supermarkets island-wide.
It really, really nice. May I have to say it twice?
Chicken and beer. And guess what? Yes, them up.
All right, welcome back to the E-Zone. We're still here with Mrs. Guy and Miss Richards from the Stella Maris Preparatory School, and we'll be getting some performances from some of the students there. But before we do that, we're going to throw to Ricardo Brooks, who is at the location at Sandals on the Hill in Ocho Rios for the National Disaster Risk Management Council meeting. Ricardo is actually, there, and he has an interview for us, the final one for the day. Hi, Ricardo, take it away.
Thanks so much, and good afternoon again to the listeners. That's right, I am at the meeting of the National Disaster Risk Management Council in St. Anne, and currently making a presentation is Dr. Janice Miller, a director in the Ministry of Health and Wellness. She's talking about the importance of managing rising temperatures. It's been an all-encompassing kind of meeting, listeners. Several presentations, and one of those presentations came to us from Canute Ricketts, who is a director of research and mapping at the Mines and Geology Division in the Ministry of Transport and Mining. And at first blush, one would wonder why the director of research and mapping is at the meeting of the National Disaster Risk Management Council. So, good afternoon, Mr. Ricketts.
Hello.
Let me first of all ask you, what do you do at the Mines and Geology Division? Because as I said to you, I didn't even know such a division existed.
Yes. So the Mines and Geology Division comprises two arms.
There's a mining arm of the division that serves a regulatory role. We regulate the mining and quarry industry. And there's a geological arm of the division that conducts active geological and geotechnical research. And we use that information to inform planning, particularly along our hillside areas and areas that are vulnerable to various geohazards.
So when you talk about hillside areas, you're talking about places like Stony Hill.
Exactly. So we're talking about areas such as your Jacks Hill area, areas that are very steeply sloping. Characteristically, those areas happen to be prone to landslides and associated debris flows and a wide range of geohazards.
So I thought it was NEPA who gave approvals, for example, if there's going to be a house on the hillside.
That is so. However, the Mines and Geology Division is a referral agency to the development approval process. And so, whenever there is a proposed development that is sited in a hillside area, along an area that is steeply sloping, area that may pose challenge for civil engineering construction works and so forth, it is directly referred to the Mines and Geology Division for comments, and so we'll provide our expertise in that particular area.
Oh, so you go in and look at the lay of the land and decide whether it's suitable for construction.
Exactly so. So once we receive the application, whether from NEPA or the local parish councils, we'd go out and we'd do a site inspection of the property to confirm what the actual conditions are on site, the geology of the site, the type of rock material, how susceptible that material is for potential slope failure, or conversely, how strong that material is to facilitate a certain scale of development, and then we'll provide our response.
So if somebody wants to build, for example, 3 stories, you may say, no, this kind of rock type cannot sustain that kind of development.
Definitely so, and that has been the case in the past. There are a number of developments that the division has recommended for refusal. Remember, we're just a referral agency.
Right. So the ultimate decision
rests with NEPA.
And I wondered, do you have to get the referral from NEPA or the KCMC, for example, or can an individual contractor reach out to the division to say, I have this plan, can I have advice?
Most definitely, and that's something that we strongly, very, very strongly support and recommend. Oftentimes we get the applications directly from NEPA and directly from the parish councils and the KCC. However, we encourage individuals to come in, especially at the inquiry stage, to find out what can be done with this parcel of land before one expends a lot of financial resources into building plans and so forth. So that's something that we're actually promoting at the division. We encourage that individuals come in with their application, speak with the officers. It is actually free. The division conducts site assessments free of cost, and we prepare a technical report of that site free of cost. And essentially what it does is that it indicates what type of development we would support on the particular lot parcel that you have presented, the density of that development that would be accommodated, and a whole wide range of requirements to facilitate development
for free. And okay, so are these services unique to Kingston and St. Andrew, or
no,
if I'm building in St. Anne, can I?
We provide this service to the entire Jamaica.
Oh.
So the division conducts inquiries right across Jamaica.
Okay. How do we, and I'm saying we, but because obviously Jamaicans are in a building frenzy, it seems. How do they reach out to the geology division? Is it, are you on social media? Do they just come into the ministry directly in Kingston? How do they reach out?
Yes, we are on social media. We have a Instagram page. You can also Google up the Mines and Geology Division. You can call directly. So you can call the office directly. You can reach us via social media. Those are the easiest methods. So once you call, just ask to speak to anyone from the research and mapping unit, and you'll be fine.
Okay. During your presentation, I want to get to your presentation just briefly now. You gave us some statistics. For example, you told us that 86% of the landslides seen in Jamaica lead to road blockages. Did I have that right?
All right. So the presentation actually focused on earthquake-induced landslides.
Okay.
So this particular set of landslides are earthquake-induced landslides that were generated following the October 30, 2023. So from that landslide event, we mapped a total of 43 landslide events, and of those 43 landslides, 86% of them led to road blockages, and that's quite significant.
And where citizens may experience landslides or, be distressed by these things, what's the advice? What do they do?
Well, if there is a landslide, well, it depends on the impact. If it impacts you directly, you want to safety first. You want to get out of the landslide zone because there's a potential for reactivation. Whenever a landslide occurs immediately, there's always the potential for it to be reactivated. Right? So you want to ensure that you get yourself and your family away from that landslide. Second step that you want to do, you want to ensure that you report the situation. Whether you report it to the local parish council, your councillor, you call the Jamaica Fire Brigade, you call the police, you want to get it reported so as to raise some amount of awareness that there is a landslide at this location. And from that point, it would be assessed by the local authorities.
All right. Now, let's just go over quickly. If someone is building, if they need assistance in assessing the area for suitability in terms of the rock, soil type, they can reach out to the division.
They can reach out to the division. In fact, even at the stage of purchasing a plot of land, if that land is being considered for residential purposes, probably as an investment, consult the Mines and Geology Division, because we have had a number of situations where individuals purchase lands that cannot be supported for residential purposes.
And they would have wasted money in that instance.
They would have basically invested a lot of money that would have gone to waste.
And again, important, it's free.
And it is free.
Absolutely free. Listeners, and this service is available across the island.
Across the island,
Kingston
not just in Kingston, right across the island.
All right, well, there you go, listeners. Director of Research and Mapping in the Mines and Geology Division in the Ministry of Transport and Mining, Knut Ricketts, talking to us a little bit about the work of the division.
All right, welcome back to the E-Zone. That was Ricardo Brooks there, and they're at location at the Sandals on the Hill in Ocho Rios for the National Disaster Risk Management Council meeting. Now, welcome back to the show, and if you're watching on YouTube, then you can see two beautiful faces right beside me. I do have Ariana Hines here, and also Israel Thomas. All right, Thompson. Yeah. Good afternoon, students.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
Good, fine, thank you. And
Fine.
How are you?
I am good. Thank you so much for asking. So I'll start with Israel first, okay? And you'll be singing "The Firm Foundation" by Maverick City, which is one of my favorite songs, by the way. All right? So you can go ahead, start your song, please, and thank you. This is Israel Thompson from the Stella Maris Preparatory School.
Christ is my firm foundation, the rock on which I stand when everything around me is shaken. I've never been more glad. I'll put my faith in Jesus, 'cause He's never let me down. Faithful through generations, so why would He fail now? He won't.
You won't fail. Love it. Listen, hold on. Kevin, when me hear the man voice chipping, even to myself, wait, is he singing? Because that big voice out of that little body. Israel, you're absolutely talented. Because the time is of the essence, yeah? I'm going to just ask you just one question. What do you love most about Stella Maris Preparatory?
Well, I love the teachers.
Aww.
And the students are nice.
Yeah.
Well, I love the teachers because, first of all, they're kind and they always encourage us to do our work.
Yeah.
And when we're feeling down, they will make us rest our head on the desk.
Yes, see, rest is of paramount importance here, people. Thank you so much. That's Israel Thompson from the Stella Maris Preparatory School. And right next to me, this young lady here, Ariana Hines. You'll be doing a poem for us? What's the name of the poem?
No Little Tongue by Miss Louise Bennett.
The legendary Louise Bennett Coverley for you. All right, well, go ahead. Take it away.
Me glad fi see you come back, boy. But lad, you let me down. Me shame so till all of me proudness drop a ground. You mean you go to America and spend 6 whole months over there and come back? Not a piece better than how you did go, eh? Why? Is so you come?
Nice. Boy, I saw you come with the accent there. Where is the accent? That's absolutely amazing. Tell me about your love for the arts, because a lot of students, right, don't normally want to sing or to, perform nationally in front of people. What do you love about the arts, Ariana?
What I love about the arts is that you can showcase your own talent to other people, and you can maybe get an opportunity to go somewhere far and get a lot of money for it.
Lots of money, and we love money here on the E-Zone. Thank you so much. That was Ariana Hines and Israel Thompson, both from the Stella Maris Preparatory School. What we're going to be doing in the meantime, because once again we're pressed for time, is to throw over to DJ Kevin the Kinetic. We're going to have 2 more students here, because we have, 6 or 7 in total. We have 2 more students who will be singing and or doing a poem, all right? So in the meantime, DJ Kevin on the 1s and 2s.
Mark's Superstore Furniture and Hardware, Lionel Town and Portland Cottage Vere Clarendon offers hardware items, home appliances, and much more. Mark's Superstore Furniture and Hardware, quick and fast delivery. The time by Mark's Superstore is...
It's 3:49 p.m.
Take over, Nova Scotia. Me bossy bounce, everybody touch your shoulder. I to the left, man, I rock it like coaster. Full suit, a close cologne, a Tom Ford. Make me take a next step, them gyal a take set. As she a move to the beat, catch your foot there. I will not take jet, you with the headset. Me says I sing at the boot, I'm not take no check. So, so catch me, me still a dance. Me catch it, dance, me still a dance. So catch it, dance.
All right, welcome back to the E-Zone. Now, beside me, two other lovely students from the Stella Maris Preparatory School. We have Timothy Headlam, who will be doing a recorder piece, and we also have Maya Razinski. Yes, good afternoon to you both.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, and how are you?
I am great. Thank you so much for asking. I'm a little bit tired, but thank you so much. So we're going to go with Mr. Headlam first. You'll be doing a recorder piece for us?
Yes, I will actually.
And what is the name of the song?
Jane and Louisa by Jamaican legend Miss Louise Bennett Coverley.
Come on. Okay. Well, you can go ahead, sir. Can I tell you something, Mr. Headlam? You see, I could never play the recorder. It was so hard for me. I'm not telling no lie. I love music a lot, but that is absolutely amazing. I'll just ask you one quick question, okay? If you could be the principal of your school for one day, just one day, what would you do?
Well, for starters, the school is already a great place. I mean, great teachers, great students. But then I would give the school like longer play hours so that children have time to express themselves more diligently. And at the time, they don't have much time to play, 30 minutes perhaps. So, yes. And also, additionally, I would give the students 1 hour of rest time after the recess hour because they need time to relax before they start off their work for the day.
Amazing, Mr. Headlam. I must say to you, it seems like you're going to be coming for my job in the future. You speak so articulately. Like, you're very smart. I love that about all of you guys. Now, to the young lady beside me, Maya. You'll be doing a poem? No?
Song.
You'll be doing a song. And what's the name of the song?
Oceans by
Hillsong? Yes. All right, well, go ahead. Take it away. It's your show.
You call me out upon the waters, the great unknown, where feet may fail, and there I find you in the mystery, in oceans deep, my faith will stand, and I will call upon your name, and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace, for I am yours, and you are mine. Your grace abounds in deepest waters. Your sovereign hand will be my guide. Your feet may fail and fear surrounds me. You've never failed and you won't start now. So I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace, for I am yours, and you are mine.
Amazing, amazing, Maya. Maya, yes, I am yours and you are mine. Okay, I'll just ask you a question quickly, right? Who is your role model? If you had to pick one person.
I would say my mother because she like takes care of me so much and gives me love and stuff. So
love and stuff. Okay, amazing. That's Maya Razinski and
Razinski.
Thank you for the correction, ma'am. I love that. And Timothy Headlam. Thank you both so much. We're going to throw over to DJ Kevy, and we have 3 more students in this section from the Stella Maris Preparatory School.
Take over, Nova Scotia. Me bossy bounce, everybody touch your shoulder. I to the left, man, I rock it like coaster. Full suit, a close cologne, a tam food. Bet me turn up in your next step, them gyal a take set. As she a move to the beat, get your foot there. I will not take jet, you with the headset. Me say that sing at the boot, I'm not take no jet. Cause so catch me, me still a dance. Me catch it, dance, me still a dance. So catch it, dance, me still a. Bet me turn up in your.
All right, welcome back to the E-Zone now for final 3. Right beside me is Miss Rain Belafonte, and I love the spelling of your first name, by the way, so big up to your parents. And you'll be doing a poem for us? Yes. And what's the name of the poem?
We are special. We are special.
Oh, all 3 of you guys doing the same poem. Yeah. Amazing. And you are Alyssa Brahma.
Yes, I am.
Yes, and you is Miss Milan Reynolds. Nice. Now go ahead with the poem.
We are special. Created by Alyssa,
Rain,
Milan Reynolds.
We are special.
That we know for sure.
Unique and different.
Nobody can tell us more. From our luscious hair to our beautiful skin, we're bright and smart and always in.
We are the Morning Star.
And to a bright new day.
Full of fun.
And amazing in every way. Happy Child's Month to every picnic out there.
Big up on yourself.
You are talented,
smart,
and beautiful and amazing in every way.
Wow, that surprised me. That was beautiful. That was absolutely amazing. Now, we have 3 minutes, okay? So as quickly as possible. I'll start with Milan. Yeah? All right. My question to you is, let me just see. What is your dream career?
To be a music artist.
Really? Oh, nice. Amazing. All right. Well, if you're boss and them something there, come back on the show. Yeah, thank you so much. And to the next one, Alyssa Brahma. Yes. Hi, Alyssa. Hi. If you were the Prime Minister or the Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, what would you implement? The first change, first thing, quickly.
I would make sure that if I was the Minister of Culture, Culture or Sports, I would add, first of all, I would add more tourist attractions, and I would make sure that both genders are treated equally with sports.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And Rain Belafonte. Okay, your question quickly. You have like 30 seconds, right? What is your favorite subject?
My favorite subject in school is mathematics.
Why?
Because I'm really good at it and I really enjoy doing ask questions, even if it's like difficult.
Yes.
I try to figure out like ways I understand how to do questions.
The teachers of Stella Maris back there, Mrs. Guy and Miss Richards, big up on yourself and big up to every educator at that school. These children are so beautiful and brilliant. Thank you so much for stopping by the show, and you guys can come back anytime and I feel like, you understand? So thank you all. That was the students of the Stella Maris Preparatory School. You don't know it's Charles Mount to offer highlight the children and things. And we also heard earlier from Mrs. Guy, who is the sports coordinator. She also wears many hats from the school and a bag of things. And Miss Richards, who is a grade 6 teacher. Thank you all so much, students, and all the best in your exams, all right?
Thank you.
You're most
Thank you
welcome.
so much for having us.
Oh, you're most all right. Well, up next is the Global Minute with Mahiri Stewart.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
4 o'clock.
The Global Minute, the latest headlines from around the world.
Good afternoon, I'm Mahiri Stewart with the Global Minute. Votes are being counted after what is seen as South Africa's most closely fought elections since the African National Congress came to power 30 years ago. The first results will start to trickle in on Thursday morning, and final results are expected over the weekend. A senior Israeli official has said he expects the war against Hamas in Gaza to continue for at least the rest of this year. He said Israel's military had taken control of 75% of the buffer zone along with the Gaza-Egypt border as it pressed ahead with an assault on Rafah. And parts of northern and central India are sweltering under a severe heat wave. If verified, it would be the highest ever recorded in India. That's the Global Minute. I'm Mahiri Stewart. Stay tuned for major news at 5.
Deposit we have insurance. It's an account that come with assurance. Let me teach you why it's important to have deposit insurance. Just in case your bank crash dead, no need to put your hands on your head. Up to 1.2 million you get for all accounts that's affected. Yeah, one room you can start it, or throw a house party. Pay your mortgage with ease. JDIC is a smart win. Deposit we bring safety. JDIC them protect me. Bank and billing society protected. The flow you must get with. Protect your savings smart. We urging you to call me. Guarantee you need us. we take banking serious.
JDIC, protecting deposits for you and me.
News on the go. The latest stories from Jamaica and around the world are literally a finger tap away. Keep up to date with Teen Revolution 24 hours a day online via nationwideradiojm.com. Listen live, read the latest stories, hear every soundbite. Be a part of the vibrant online debate via Facebook and Twitter. Now you can get all your favorite premium nationwide content at your convenience. Visit the Android Play Store and download it for free today. NationwideRadioJM.com. All day, every day. Team Revolution.
Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Stay ahead of the curve with our cutting-edge reporting and accurate breaking news coverage.
We are having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Hear it here first on Nationwide 90 FM.
Is that really clip you, Stonky?
Tune in, turn up the volume, and listen. We bring a mix of news, entertainment, and sports to your lives.
Nationwide 90 FM's live and continuous coverage of the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary.
News and discussions week mornings.
Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning.
Entertainment in the afternoons, then news again in the evenings.
Nationwide news at this hour, fired.
Also, tune into the entertainment and sports shows in the nights and on the weekends.
It is Boy Things After Dark right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Everything is news, from current affairs and entertainment to sports, business, and other categories.
Nationwide 90 FM. This is Beanie Man. Give it to them. Zaga, Zen.
From every whisper to every commotion.
That's rubbish. The KSAMC cannot investigate itself.
Was Click News really talking like that?
Every news story unfolds here first at Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Every sound is a story, and every story we share is news.
Experience Jamaica's Olympic triumphs in Jamaica Gold, a golden spotlight.
Brought to you by Horton's Pharmacy. Horton's RX Pack for better medication management.
After the 1952 Olympics, Jamaica endured a gold drought for 5 Olympic cycles. That's until Donald Quarry ended the streak at the 1976 Montreal Games, winning the men's 200 meters. Quarry made the Jamaican 100 meters team for the 1968 Summer Olympics as a 17-year-old, but he got injured in training and could not compete. In 1976, after winning the AAA's 100 and 200 meters titles, Quarry could finally compete at the Olympics without injuries. He first made the 100 meters final, which he led until overtaken by Trinidadian Hasty Crawford. In the 200 meters, Quarry led the pack, coming out of the turn and held off all challenges to take the title in 20.22 seconds.
You just experienced a Jamaican Olympic triumph in Jamaica Gold, a golden spotlight.
Brought to you by Horton's Pharmacy. Horton's RX Pack for better medication management.
You're in the mix with DJ Kevin.
One bag of gold medal pan me now. Champion boy, you know the damn thing. Pan a podium and sing and temper. Man, man, shell on the goddamn boy. That's where everybody at the champion boy. I'm a rich gal in the damn times boy. The bush I never made in the champion boy. Now, man, I do my songs, that's why. Flight every week, me at the goddamn boy. Yeah, yeah. Just bust up by a mansion boy. Champion, me at the champion. I'm on a name, I'm on a fame, I no need no more hype. I need a money counter.
The mix. The mix. The mix. The mix. The mix. The mix.
Justin Gatlin is the track titan who has been pushing the limits of human speed with a personal best of 9.74 seconds, is live with us in the E-Zone. With a career spanning over 2 decades, this American sprint sensation has left a trail of gold in his wake. The name Justin Gatlin is a true brand. Justin Gatlin, a name etched in athletics history, conjuring images of high-speed finishes and unwavering dedication. Through triumph and adversity, Justin has consistently proven himself and has cemented his status as a true champion. His unwavering dedication and unrelenting passion has inspired a generation of athletes and fans alike. His legacy is a testament of endurance, strength, resilience, and rebirth. Justin Gatlin will share his story, his wisdom, and the legacy with us here in the mix. Welcome to the show, boss.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm good, man.
Good?
I'm good.
No, you were at Devon's house yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah. You had the beef patty.
I had the curry goat patties.
Curry goat patty.
Times 2.
Times 2.
Yeah.
You need to try the lobster patty, actually.
It was out. It's seasonal.
Oh, yes, it is seasonal.
Yeah.
It
I was a little disappointed,
Yeah.
but I was like, you know what? I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back when it's time.
Yeah. No, it's our first time here in 10 years.
Yeah. It's been here since, 2014 has been the last time I've been here.
Why it took you so long to come back here?
Well, you know, it was I had a big rivalry with a big man.
With a big man.
But all love and all respect. And I also didn't realize how much support and love I've got from Jamaica throughout the years, even with being one of the biggest rivals of Team Jamaica. It was it's all with love and respect.
Yeah.
And the fact is, Jamaican fans are some of the best fans in the world. The best fans in the world, should I say, because at the end of the day, they want you to be your best.
Yeah.
That's it.
I must tell you though, right? Since I've posted that you're going to be here on the show, the people are so excited. They are so excited that you're actually going to be here. They are fans of you. And, you know, that rivalry, obviously, you know, in the moment of, we're going to be cheering for our very own. But still, it was great competition.
It always is.
Yeah.
And I understand the code. The Jamaican code is the fact of, I will cheer for you until there's a Jamaican athlete in the mix.
That is so true.
And then I'll come back and cheer for you afterwards.
That is so true. Now, we also have your co-host of the Ready, Set, Go podcast here. But before he joins us, Mr. Rodney Green, we're going to be kind of talking about your sprint journey, yeah? And I would like to go back to your formative years, yeah? From going to Woodham High School, and then you got a scholarship to Tennessee, and then you did, 2 years there? And then you went pro.
Yeah.
You've had such an amazing career. Can we just talk about the inspiration growing up, going to school, and choosing track and field? Because I've watched your podcast, and your parents said they've put you in basically everything: swimming, piano lessons, football. But you wanted to do track.
Everything.
Why track?
I think track found me, right? Because I did football, American football. I did baseball. I did piano, I did swimming, I did saxophone, I did trumpet, I did a whole bunch of things, right? And then at the end, I found what I love, which is full of competition, which is track and field.
Yeah.
It's the purest competition, right?
Yeah.
So I remember in first grade, I always would race this guy, right? And at each recess, I would race him again,
Yeah.
day in, day out. And then I realized by the time I got to high school, I was like, this is what I love to do.
Yeah.
I love to push the boundaries of just speed and see how fast I can go.
Amazing, man. Can you think of a pivotal moment whilst going to college, University of Tennessee, a pivotal moment or turning point, and you said to yourself, I'm going to make this into a career. I'm going to go the long haul here.
I always set my goals in a year to 2 year increments. So I never knew what 5 years looked like. I never knew what after college looked like for me.
Yeah.
It's the fact that when I turned pro, when I went to college first, my first year, my freshman year, I said to myself, I want to be the best athlete in NCAA, which is in America only. And then I accomplished that. And then I said, okay, well, let's do it again.
Yeah.
And then now I turned pro and said, I want to be one of the best athletes in the world. You know, so I always would set my goals that were realistically in reach for me, which is a year to 2 years. And I can be able to start training for that and have a vision till I can reach it.
Makes sense. And then you went pro. And in 2004, in a place called Athens, right, at a very young age, 21,
21.
You won, obviously, World Indoors. And then you went to your first Olympic Games. 21, Maurice Green obviously was the guy. Asafa Powell was also, there. I remember hearing your parents said that the commentators didn't even call your name, right? And then you went ahead and you won in 9.82. Can you walk us back, to being in that line against some of the greats that you've watched? And this is your first Olympics, being so young. You walked out in the stadium, 15 minutes, right? Being there, music is playing, the stadium is roaring, and you're now lined up to go for your first gold medal.
It was a surreal moment. This is what you train for. Any young kid that has wanted to accomplish of being an Olympian and try to achieve getting an Olympic gold medal, that moment comes where you're standing behind the blocks and you realize the stadium is packed full of people and you can feel the energy and the roar of the crowd, and it gets quiet, and then you hear set, gun goes off, the crowd goes crazy. And I remember right before we got in the blocks, I said to myself, God, I was like, just give me all the strength and the power to be able to get through this race. However you desire me to get through this race. And that's what I did. I came to the finish line, 10 meters before the finish line. I realized I was winning the race. Yeah. And I was like, man, this is amazing.
Now, at 21, you're on top of the world. How do you balance, all of that, all those accomplishments, those achievements at such a young age, and still have a personal life and relationships at the same time?
What's personal life?
Well, good question.
It was hard. It was hard to juggle it because, when you become a professional athlete, you have a lot of obligations to live up to. Now, when you are a professional athlete who's also Olympic gold medalist and dubbed the fastest man in the world at that point in time, you have a lot of obligations to live up to, photo shoots, and on top of that, you're balancing media, but you also got to train. Because guess what? You don't want to be that fluke. You want to be that guy who wins once, and then everybody's like, oh, where'd he go? Why he fell off? So I dug deeper, and I said, you know what? Let's keep working hard. This is what got me here. So this is what my priority is, which is I'm going to keep training. I'm going to keep training, and I'm going to compete at a high level. And then whatever comes with it, prestige, fame, I will deal with it when it comes.
Something that you've said on your podcast about in the 200 meters, a lot of persons thought that you gave Sean Crawford that gold medal, but then you said to your parents that you actually gave up the silver medal. And I think that was so intriguing. And you said that in that particular moment, you've made that decision. And a lot of people obviously were, wondering what's taking place. Making those close call decisions at such a young age, were you kind of nervous about that moving at all?
No. When we were in the call room, after we ran the 100-meter finals and I won the gold, and at that point in time, Sean Crawford was my training partner. And I don't want anybody else to beat me unless you're my training partner, because I know how hard you work, right? And going into the 200, he was a way better 200-meter runner than I was, and I dubbed him the fastest 200-meter in the world before we even got to the finals. Right. And I looked at him and said, this is your gold medal. I'm going to run, but you got to beat me for it. He said, all right. And he went out there and handled business. Now, when it came to getting that silver medal or that bronze, there was another individual who was running out there, Bernard, and I know how hard he worked. I know how hard he trained as well. And maybe I was full from the glitter of the gold from the 100. And I was just like, you know what? He's going to run me to this line. I'm not going to lean for it. And I don't know what made me think of that way, but I just wanted to share the wealth. I wanted everybody to know that if you worked hard for it, you can achieve it, you can accomplish it. And he got a silver medal. He was happy. To see the smile on his face, it made me happy. That's what made me happy, because I know that he worked hard for that.
What I also saw on your podcast is that you do have this great relationship with your parents, right? And throughout all your triumphs and your tribulations and what you went through, they were there. You've lost friends. You felt lost. You felt like there was no coming back, but you had to remain strong for them because you guys were rocks for each other. And I love that conversation, by the way. Other than your parents, what keeps you grounded?
My circle.
Yeah.
So Obviously, Rodney Green, my co-host, he's also my best friend. He's also the godfather to my youngest son. He's an uncle to my oldest son. He's that kind of guy you need in your corner who's always going to shoot it straight to you. You know, he doesn't matter. I'm Justin to him, not Justin Gatlin.
Right.
Even though he will say, "You Justin Gatlin, you need to do this and this and this," I say, "Look, man, I'm just a normal guy." You know what I'm saying? And he's like, "All right, cool." But if I'm ever at that point where it's a bad decision, he'll tell me and say, "That's not a good look for you, bro."
That's very important, right?
Yeah.
I must say that the podcast, I remember making a tweet about this a couple months ago, that the conversations that you and Rodney have, and we're going to bring him here soon. The conversations on that podcast, I like the conversations, right? My favorite interview thus far is with Don Harper. And I just kind of feel like it tells the stories behind, all of the glitz and the glamour. But then a part of that conversation when, the 4-year ban took place, you said that you can recall crying yourself to sleep every night, right? You can recall it being so hard. You can recall waking up and somebody spray painting steroids on your vehicle. You can recall, once again, losing friends. You recalled just feeling like, oh, I'm so defeated. Going to court for so long, for 4 years, riding through all of that, paying $1 million to your lawyers, right? But you said something that I'm like, yo, he is a beast. You said, when you saw a boat in 2008, right? And everybody was just like, you know what? I don't think I want to compete with this guy because he's crazy. You're just like, I want to race this guy. I want to be a part of, the greats. Talk to us about walking through that ban, that 4 years ban, right? And telling yourself that I can't come back and I'm going to be something, right? A legendary figure in this sport.
I mean, for me, it was the hardest time of my life, right? And not only for my life, but my parents' life as well.
Yes.
I call before my parents became my fan, I tried out for the track team in high school, and I brought home a jersey. And I said, look, I made the track team.
Yeah.
They looked at each other and they laughed. But the moment they saw me run for the first time, they became my biggest fans, my biggest supporters.
Yeah.
They followed me to every track meet. They went to all the world championships, the Olympics, and they've been supporting me from day one. So when I went through the hardest times of my life and being banned and going through the court system and all that kind of stuff, like, they stayed with me through everything, for one. And then two, they felt it too.
Yeah.
And any parents that are listening right now, you understand if your child is going through something, you're going to feel that. My mom lost hair from stress. My dad went into depression. And when I looked at that situation and I was like, regardless of how I feel, if I feel defeated, I cannot be defeated because I need to lift them up. If I'm going to be their rock and they're going to be my rock, it's my duty, my obligation to come back into a sport and claw my way back to the top as much as I can. So when I watched Usain on TV and him running the remarkable time of 9.6 to begin with, right?
Crazy.
And then dropping 9.5 later in the next year.
Yeah.
It was the fact of when I looked up at that screen and I was sitting in a bar. I remember I had a drink in my hand. I'd sit at the bar and I watched him. And I said, that's the guy I want to race. Now, how was I going to do it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like 20 pounds overweight,
Yeah.
right? But I realized inspiration, it leads to motivation.
True.
And then that started to motivate me to get back and come back. No matter what I had to go through, what obstacles I had to overcome, I wanted to respectfully line up and shoulder to shoulder next to that guy. Because at the end of the day, it wasn't about the fact of trying to beat him. It was trying to measure myself.
Yeah.
And I know that if that guy is running a time I've never even thought could be possible, I want to see how far I can take myself. And it became a personal goal for me to go out there and try to achieve.
So then, coming back to the sport in 2010, 2011, you also changed coaches, yes?
Yeah.
And you went to Dennis?
I was at Dennis Mitchell, yeah.
Dennis Mitchell, and that's where you met Rodney, who was being, yeah. You said also that meeting up with Dennis, you obviously didn't have any money, no sponsorships. You've lost all the sponsors from the first year of the ban. And you said to him, I would like for you to be my coach. And he said to you, yes, right? And he looked at you as Justin, the guy who's hungry, and that you're going to be working for this, right? That first conversation, after that confirmation of him being your coach, yeah? What was going through your mind then, 2010, 2011?
I found a home. I started off with Brooks Johnson.
Yes.
Early on, and at that time I didn't have 2 cents to my name. And Brooks took me on, and Brooks said, "Look, I know the character of the human being you are. If you are treating your parents with respect and honor, don't worry about paying me right now." And then by the time I did make money, I came back and I paid him in full with interest. Right?
Yeah.
So then I moved on, and I told Brooks, I was like, well, I need training partners. He didn't have any training partners at the time, so we parted ways respectively. And then I moved over to Dennis.
Yeah.
And me and Dennis sat, like me and you were sitting right here.
Yeah.
And we had chicken wings and beer. And he looked at me and said, I need a horse in my stable. And I said, well, I'm a horse that needs a stable.
Yeah.
And he said, sounds like we got a deal. And shook hands, paid the bill. And then I came to practice the next day, and we got to work. Because as a coach, you need to realize what kind of athletes you can coach.
Yeah.
Right? And the same thing as an athlete, you need to know what kind of coach can coach you to your best abilities.
True.
And he's that kind of coach that has that dog-like mentality. And I'm an athlete who has that dog in him. And
That's true.
so now we were trying to find our way, find our footing together, and be able to start making success. And that's where it started at.
You also on the podcast said that no meet organizers wanted you in their meets. No Diamond League, basically. No one wanted to technically touch you, right? And somebody gave you a chance in Brussels. You ran. So then fast forward to 2012 Olympics. Yeah. You made a team. You came, second, I think it was?
2012 Olympic trials, I came first, actually.
First,
I came first, yeah.
Then you're going to London.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And you see Usain Bolt, you see Blake, right?
Yeah. On the other side of the track.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you said that you were training and you were just like, you know what? I'm ready. Ready to go. Warming up, Usain Bolt and you and Blake. You gave this analogy, and I hope you can remember it, right? You said at 50 meters, they were just going, right? Some other gear or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you said in the race, you went out there, you were like, oh, okay. And then 50 meters, they did the same thing. And you're just like, oh, so that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that,
So obviously when you are in the Olympic warm-up area, for people
Yeah.
who don't realize it because they're just watching the race happen. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So in warm-up area, all the athletes are warm up one place. It's a dream come true for a fan. They
Yeah.
can see everybody.
Yeah.
All just warming up, just doing their own thing. And I looked across the track, and I saw Bolt and I saw Blake warming up.
Yeah.
And they were doing their strides.
Yeah.
Instead of just a continuous pace all the way down for 100 meters, they would go for about 50 and they hit another gear.
Yeah.
And they'll get a little faster and just keep on going from there. And I was realizing, I was like, what are they doing? I mean, that's a little weird way to warm up. But then I realized they were using that same technique in the race. So if you watch that race from 2012, the 100 meters, before 50 meters, I'm winning the race.
Yes.
And by 50 meters, it's like they both just ignited and just turned on. Like a switch has happened.
Yeah.
And they just took off. Boom.
Yeah.
Left in their wake.
Yeah.
But then that's when I realized, I was like, this is where I have to evolve. I have to change as an athlete. If I'm recognizing tactics, techniques, then I need to learn how to mature myself to understand how to counter those things too.
Yeah.
So that's when I started to become a little more wiser going into 13, going into 14 and 15, how to learn how to be a better technician and understand race pattern and strategy.
Amazing. I want to talk about that 4x100 meter race that obviously goes viral maybe every 2 weeks, especially on Twitter. I feel like that era of track and field, obviously, in that final was Jamaican American. You know, it was a stacked field, right? Yeah. Then the 4x1 comes around, and you were also telling a story that you guys had some mishaps with the team members, right?
Yeah.
And you put together this team last minute, basically, to go in the prelims. And it was you, Gay, who else was there?
Well, for our prelims,
Yeah.
it was myself, it was Jeff Demps,
Yes.
Darvis Patton,
Yes, on the second leg.
and Trail Kimmins,
Yes, and then you on the anchor.
and me on the anchor.
I would
which
normally see you
you
on
would
an
always-
anchor, basically.
Yeah, you would always see me on the backstretch,
yeah.
right? So for whatever reason, we had to switch the whole order up, and Tyson was not on the relay, and then Ryan Bailey wasn't on that relay
Right.
for the prelims.
Right.
So we switched it up because we had to make a phone call, and we had to get Jeff Demps from America.
Yes.
In 2 days.
To London.
Mm-hmm. We flew him over. We got him there. He was ready to run. We put him on the track. He's popping off. First leg.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have Darvis Patton on the second leg, and then you have Trell Kimmins, who's usually our starter,
yes,
on third leg, who doesn't even run 200s. But he ran an amazing turn, and he handed the stick off to me, and then we broke the American record.
Just like that.
Without even trying to go press or go hard.
Yeah.
And then that's when I realized, I was like, it's not always about the speed and the foot speed. It's about the synergy that you create with your teammates.
Yeah.
We had confidence in each other. Even though we were all mismatched and out of order,
yeah,
we still handled business and got the job done, which gave us confidence going into the finals.
And then that final was just a final of all finals. Like, Jamaica did 36.85. You guys had the American record again in the final. I think that's one of the best races that we've seen. Well, in my era of track and field, really and truly, you guys really did that, right? So let's now fast forward just quickly to 2015, World Championship year. You're doing these 9.7s like it's nothing, right? Running 9.7s, 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 like 9.7s. You didn't race bold up until the World Championship in that particular year. You said something too that I felt to my core when you said in that particular moment you felt like you cried after that final, right? Mm-hmm. And you were just going through it mentally. And you said something that you said you were in the best shape of your career in 2015, but mentally you weren't ready. And you didn't know that until the final, because obviously I think that was your race to lose, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you lost, and it took a lot out of you to get over that feeling. You speaking out about mental health for me was very massive, right? You know, as a black man in media. Can we just kind of touch on that World Championship final and, you know, you coming back to the sport? But we're going to take that after the break. And then right after that, too, we're going to have Rodney Green, who is the co-host of this, you know, new podcast taking the world by storm, Ready, Set, Go podcast with Justin Gatlin and Rodney Green. We're here with the 5th fastest man in the world. I mean, come on.
Wacky dip. Wacky dip. Big la, live la, go trafficking, back it in. To the top of a feet, up eating, wacky dip. Hacky dip. From me a juvenile and the money I call me, call my daughter, fit up, no for one for no body, one of them I call me like. Good food I keep, give me life. Flavor with a kick, me feeling it, on me I reach Popeyes. Good food I keep, Popeyes. Good food I keep.
The time is...
It's 4:30 p.m.
At the Jamaica Customs Agency, we care for our employees, customers, stakeholders, citizens, and our country. Customs cares. The temperature by the Jamaica Customs Agency is...
It is 32 degrees Celsius here in Kingston and 27 degrees Celsius out west in Montego Bay.
Straight from the rock so it flows. Enjoy life letting go. Feel the breeze, mountain reach, water clean, nature green. Everything's good with Catherine's Peak. Rain or sun is shining, Mother Nature's blessings. Nature green, everything's good with Catherine's Peak.
Nationwide 90 FM is at it again. Team Revolution will clear every hurdle and sprint to the finish line as we cover the games of the 33rd Olympiad from Paris, the city of love.
Fraser Price gets the start, and look at this, Ahuri going well, and here they're coming to close it down. Jetta's coming through, but Fraser Price on the near side, the Olympic champion defends. She defends the title. Wonderful run by Shelly Ann.
Nationwide's coverage is powered by our diamond sponsor, Pizza Hut. Now, that's delivering from all locations, island-wide.
For all your prescriptions, over-the-counter drugs and dermatological preparations, confidential consultations, toys, gifts, stationery, and personal care items, visit Adanis Pharmacy. 10% off prescription drugs for seniors. Open Monday to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Located at 111 Constant Spring Road. Contact them at adanisrx@gmail.com. or WhatsApp your prescription to 876-883-7415. Adana's Pharmacy, providing quality care to you.
This Father's Day, escape to the Pamper Temple for ultimate relaxation. Adam and Eve Day Spa. All treatments are infused to melt your tension and remove stress. Pamper Dad with a massage, facial, body treatment, and mani-pedi. Unwind at Adam and Eve and enjoy complimentary Pure Country juices and Johnny Walker. But now at www.adamandevedayspaja.com. Purchase gift certificates. Call 876-754-6017 or WhatsApp 876-567-2142 for details.
Count up a million the first time, I never looking back, you know, coming on reverse time. Poverty and the worst crime, and if you're there, road, I know what you deserve time. God a grind, but me no give the church mine. Paranoid, must be things to the earth kind. Count up a million the first time, I never looking back. Mr. Me jump up crazy again, fresh life. Wow, y'all bring you to the best right now. Focus, you the red man.
Welcome back to the E-Zone. I'm Kareem Boy Tings. We're still here with Justin Gatlin, and we're joined by Rodney Green, who is a renowned coach and mentor who's also played a pivotal role in Justin's journey. He's a former track and field athlete for the Bahamas and has a wealth of knowledge in athletics. If you've not seen the podcast, trust and believe me, you need to go and watch. Yeah? Welcome to the show, boss.
Hey, man.
How are you doing?
Thanks for having me.
Where's Jamaica?
Jamaica's great.
Yeah?
This is my third time here.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
oh, nice.
Yeah.
So I've been here more than you?
Yeah, I've been here in 06 and 08.
Okay.
Oh, so what, that's 16 years ago?
Boy, it's a long
Wow,
time.
that is crazy. All right, Justin, so before the break, we were talking about the 2015 World Championships, and you said that you were devastated. Can we just talk about how you came back from that for 2017, actually?
Man, I mean, like I said, I went through that season and I physically willed myself to be the dominant athlete of that season, right?
Yeah.
And when I really, and usually by 20, 25 meters of those races, any of those races that season, other than the finals, I was dropping everybody off.
Yeah.
I was dominating the race.
Yeah.
So I think it gave me a false sense of understanding and security going into the finals. And having someone like you saying you can never doubt him, even if he started the season off with 10-3 or 10-35 or whatever.
He's gonna be ready.
He's a showman.
Yeah.
He's gonna show up, and he understands what's on the line. And I mentally left myself back in that warm barrier. I went out there physically trying to get the job done, and I just couldn't get the job done, man. You know, I tried everything to get to that line first, and I wasn't successful doing it.
But then for 2016 in Rio, you weren't mentally ready either, right? But then 2017 now, it's Bolt's final year in track and field. You guys have been doing this for a long time. You're now in London again, which in 2012, they were cheering and supporting and all these things, and you got that bronze medal. They were so happy for you. Walking out in that stadium and hearing those boos coming from the crowd, were you at any point distracted?
No, actually, I was kind of shocked, beside myself, because obviously the boos kind of grew, you know?
Yeah.
And I knew that I was going to be public enemy number one for the cement, because out of all the other opponents, I was the one that was really the threat. It was always going to be the finals of Justin Gatlin and Usain Bolt. How's it going to go down, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it was more of mental warfare on the part of the audience to make sure that it was insurance that, you know, Usain can go and get the job done. By the time I got to semis and finals, I welcomed the boos. I said, this is who you think I am and what you want to boo for, but I'm going to show you who I am. And that's where I kind of just zoned it out, and I just made sure I dialed into what I had to do.
And then in Bolt's final 100 meters, you got that gold medal. That moment for us as Jamaicans, we were livid, obviously. We're just like, how dare you take away this moment from that man? But then, you know, for your personal career and your personal growth, I feel like it's like a full circle moment, right? Like, I was supposed to win this 2 years ago, and I didn't. And no, I'm not physically where I would like to be, but I'm mentally prepared, and here it goes. I won the gold medal. Talk to us about that feeling.
That's exactly how it went down. It was the fact of for 2016, I definitely was depressed.
Right.
You know, I was some sort of depression where I was just numb to the sport at that point in time. I was just out there just running, even though I was successful winning the Olympic trials in 100 meters and still getting on the podium at the Olympics in 2016. It just wasn't, it didn't have that fire like it usually would have that fire. I had to reassert myself. I had to establish who I was and what my hunger was, what my fire was. And going into 2017, like I did, and I watched them in 2012, I had to evolve again as an athlete. I had to say to myself, okay, if I'm going to lose this race, I'm going to lose it where I know I did everything I could. And I worked on my start, but I also worked on my finish of my race. And that's what really mattered, was to make sure to finish well. And that was a strategy that me and my coach kind of worked for the last month leading up to the trial, leading up to the Worlds. And after that, it just was like clockwork. Just go and get it done. And throughout the rounds, I didn't want to show that I had a finish now. So I had to unveil it in the finals. And that's what I did.
As you should. Rodney.
Yes, sir.
Your views on this podcast, right? Ready, set, go. Sometimes I'm just like, he's saying what I'm thinking. Can we just talk about this? Because you do have your own training group, right?
I do.
The Prime Royalty Sports. And then you and Justin were in the same camp. And you've been a mentor and a friend. But how did this podcast, Ready, Set, Go, come about in the first place?
True story. Justin, he always wanted to do something together with me. And in my head, I was like, I'm good on, long as we cool and I'm here for you. This is kind of like how it worked. And he was like, yo, I got this opportunity with this company called Title League, and I want you to be a part of it. And I was like, okay, what is it I'll be doing? He said, you're going to be in the front of a camera doing a podcast. I was like, no, bro, that ain't it. No, I'm not doing that. He's like, I'm going to be honest with you. He said, I want to do it, but I'm only going to do it with you. If not, I'm going to just figure out something else. I said, so you really want to do this in the next half of your career? You want to do podcasts now? You want to be a cameraman? I said it just like that. He's like, yeah, bro, I want to do that. He said, but only with you. I said, okay, well, since you want to do it and you feel like that's what you need, like, all right, I'll do it with you. But I promise I'm going to be the best I can be, not knowing what would transpire from it. I promise you. Like, I didn't expect much from it at all. And even the producers who met me, they were like, oh, you're the guy. But they'll tell you to this day, I don't watch any of the shows. I don't do listen backs. I don't do anything.
How does the podcast complement your coaching work, right? And vice versa, if it does in any way, shape, or form?
It complements, let me first say, I learned a lot about track and field from Dennis Mitchell. Brooks Johnson and Gary Evans. Those, if nobody know who Gary Evans is, he's Stevie's coach, Stephen Gardner.
Coach.
From the Bahamas. He has a group himself. I've learned a lot from those three people, which is a wealth of knowledge, if you know any of them. But it helps a lot because it makes me evaluate other techniques, other styles. Oh, and let me say this one. I'm a big fan of Frano. Big fan.
Yeah, man, big up Frano, man. Yeah, man, big up Frano.
I'm a big fan of Frano. I met him once or twice. You probably might not remember, but I met him once or twice. But yeah, just his coaching technique. Like, it gives me a chance to evaluate other coaches' techniques and what they takes on how they train. And shortcuts and where you can get the job done.
Okay. Now, for me, it's a Don Harper's interview that stands out right now. At the top of my head, I'm not quite sure why, but it was just so real, it was so raw. Can you guys think of any other interviews or like topics that kind of surprised you in the outcome of the product? No?
Of guests we've had?
Yeah.
Oh, Matthew Hudgens Smith, when he tried to commit suicide.
Yes.
That right there.
Yes.
He was such a young star, and we only see them in their success. But when we did Matthew Hudgens Smith, he had so much success, young, without pressure. And then when he wasn't able to win, He had so much naysayers and negative talk, and it was hard for him to navigate through that because he expressed it himself that he's a natural introvert. So, which almost led to him taking his life. And which we're very glad he didn't, because look at him today. Look at him today. But yeah, that was one.
Yeah, he with that situation, it plays back to what you were talking about earlier about mental health.
Yeah.
When you think about athletes, they deal with stress and failure constantly.
True.
Especially in the world of track and field, where you look at the ratio of who wins and who loses, there's more losers than are winners.
Yeah.
So it always comes with some kind of stress. And then now when you get to a point where you're rock bottom, you lose your contract, you've been reduced so many times, you look at yourself as a failure, and you don't see anybody else around you that's going through that same situation you're going through. And if you watch that episode, he says, I felt alone.
Yeah.
Even with his wife, he said, I felt like I didn't have no one around me who could understand what I was going through, you know? And then he said, it wasn't the fact that I just wanted to take my life. It was the fact that I didn't want to hurt anymore.
Yeah.
And that really resonated with me, because it's like, through all the things I've been through, I never wanted to really take my life, but I didn't want to hurt no more.
Yeah.
And there's so many athletes out there who are going through that same thing, and they don't realize they're going through things like that until it's too late sometimes, or at the end of their career, and they can never bounce back.
Yeah.
So I think that really played a pivotal role, and I hope a lot of people can realize that if you're going through something and you can't describe what it is, but you know you're off, talk to somebody.
And I mean, your podcast, right, is offering us a glimpse into the reality of what track and field really is. Once again, we see all the medals, we see the fancy life, right? But we don't really know what's taking place behind closed doors. And I think that as fans of the sport, sometimes, we can get a little carried away, right? And we can get a little mean on social media, not understanding that, hey, these are human beings and they go through things like all of us, and to go out there and to perform in front of the world is wild. That's why, once again, I love what you guys are doing. Since you're in Jamaica, yeah, which athlete can we expect on this podcast? Asafa Bolt, Sheldon Fraser-Price, Elaine Thompson-Hera, Sharika Jackson. Who?
We would like them all. We invite all of the. I'm a Shelly fan.
Oh, same.
I'm a Shelly.
Oh no, I know you are.
I'm a Shelly fan.
I know you are.
I'm a Shelly fan. If she knows it or not, I am a Shelly fan.
Yeah.
But all of them.
Yeah.
All of them. Our show is based on letting the athletes control their own narrative. You know what I mean? When you look in the past, people who are at a high level in the sport, such as Justin and Asafa, the only time they get to tell their side of what's going on is either post-race or pre-race.
True.
But our show allows them to give a narrative to where they can tell you the things they go through and be a little bit more personable.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm going to let Justin tell you who we got unless he doesn't want to. But we would want everybody, but we are here to see one of those people you named.
We have already.
Well, let's put it like this.
Yeah.
We came down. It's going to be. We just finished filming it. It's going to be a great episode.
That's off a poem. I mean, come on. We've seen the photographs on social media. So come
listen,
on.
I can tell you this. I can tell you this.
Yeah.
I'll give you a little snippet. I've known Asafa since 2003, right? And I realized I never had a full conversation with this man until I sat down with him. And we ran against each other year in, year out, wins and losses. And we'd never sat down with each other and spoke to each other in that way, in any kind of way. It was very enlightening. I really think it was therapeutic for both of us to be able to sit down and talk, because someone who's your rival and in your career nemesis in a way, we realized that we had a lot in common. From our childhood growing up to how we view track and field to how we are in life today as fathers and as husbands and things like that, and the things that we love and desire to do. I think you'll really enjoy the show. So everyone listen out. We have an episode of him coming out soon, so stay tuned for that. Jamaica, you've always been showing so much love for us, and what we want to do is we want to come back and start doing more interviews with some of the best athletes in the world, and you cannot discount Jamaica as having the best athletes in the world. So hopefully you'll see more athletes like Shelly Ann.
Yes.
That's going to come through. And
Rodney definitely want that Shelly interview for sure.
Listen,
for sure.
Before we came, I talked to a few people that might know her. I'll be like, I know she hasn't raced yet, so I could understand what that's like. like, a lot of people want to see her, but I know for concentration for her, she might want to stay out the limelight on purpose.
Yes.
So in my head, I was like, I ain't even gonna try. I ain't gonna try.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna try.
And now, Racers Grand Prix is this Saturday. You guys obviously will be there. Can you just tell me of maybe like 2 or 3 of the events that you're looking forward to?
Man, I mean, the usual suspects, the 1, the 2. I'm a fan of the hurdles. I love hurdles. I started off as a hurdler, so watching hurdles is always exciting to me. What about you?
Yeah. I definitely would say the 1 and the 2.
1 and 2.
And the men's hurdles. I don't know if is Hansel Parchment running this weekend.
He should be.
He should be. Yeah. Like I like to see he runs fast really at the right time. Like none of his races you can really evaluate him and be like he's not ready or he's ready, right? But when the Olympics or World Championships hit, he's ready.
I was just saying that like he is such a seasoned campaigner, right?
Yes.
That he can literally be running 13.5, 13.6, right, for the entire season, and then bam, he goes in a championship and
12.9.
Yeah, so absolutely. All right, so I have 3 records, right? That it's a constant conversation. You guys have maybe spoken about one of the 3 on your podcast before, but these records, every single time, every championship, people just like, you know what, these records could possibly go. So the first on the list, the women's 200 meters, the Flojo record. 21.34. I think Sharika's done 21.41 last year in the World Championships. Is it possible for that record to be gone? And is it only Sharika that could possibly break that record?
So we've talked about it. We believe, and I know Rod believes that record can be gone, especially by Sharika.
Yeah.
So I think if any record that Flojo has put up, it's going to be that record that's really under threat right now.
What you, Rod?
Yeah, it's the same thing. Pairing the athlete and the coach in front of who's I believe is a genius, man. Like that's the only record. Yeah, I could see that 49 is eluding, but that 200, Sharika is right there.
Well, speaking of the other Flojo record, right, the women's 100 meters. No. Shakira Richardson pulled off something that you did from an outside lane and to win a championship medal, right? Last year at the World Championships. Now, Jamaica obviously has been dominating the sprints, right? No offense, Justin. But we have been dominating the sprints, right? But do we think that we'll see a repeat of last year? Because Shakira looked good in the 10.8 a couple of days, Saturday, right? Do we think that it's going to be a Jamaica sweep once again, 1, 2, 3, with Elaine, Shelly, Sharika, or are we seeing, a possibility of one possible Jamaican woman on the podium? Yeah,
I possibly think that you can't count Shakira Richardson out. 1, 2, she made the last Olympic team, but she wasn't able to go. That's going to be fuel to the fire. 3. I tell you, I love coach-athlete relationships. She has a great coach, which I believe is a genius. Yeah. Also in Dennis Mitchell. So I definitely wouldn't leave off the podium. I don't see a sweep for Jamaica. No offense to Jamaica.
I mean, yeah.
But I'm just saying, I don't see a sweep. I don't.
Okay.
I think it's going to be hard right now, what the world is in the women's sprints looking like. We haven't seen Shelly Ann yet. Elaine is trying to come into form, and Sharika is doing the same thing. But you could never count out the Jamaican trio. They have risen to the occasions countless times over and over again, and iron sharpens iron, right? So we know that.
Yeah.
But I think what Shakira holds is the fact of she competes from our heart, and it's not just going out there and just clock working your drive phase, working your phases of your race. She really embodies the fact of fight, and that's a hard person to beat when they are going out there and really competing with their heart.
Yeah.
They're going to do everything they can to get to the front of the pack and to win a race. So it's going to be hard to see her get toppled right now in present time, but we still have time for these athletes to get ready and get ready for competition for the Olympics.
Can we see that 10.48 gone at any time? Because Elaine was very close, 10.54. Shelly, 10.60, close as well. But can we see in the near future that 10-4 going for the women's 100-meter record by Flojo?
I've said it time and time again on the show. I guess I'm going to trademark this. That's a tall order.
It is.
That's a tall order. I mean, even with a 10-5, we're talking about 10-4.
Yeah.
So that's a whole nother level of competition. And you have to see, I think you have to see an athlete who's able to compete consistently and making 10-6 look normal. Mm-hmm. And then they have to reach down deep down inside to get to that 10-4 and 10-5.
True. Yeah. You, Rodney? Same thing?
Nah, not it's a tall order.
Yeah.
But I've said this off camera and off publication lots of times. I think this is going to be the first time I'm going to say it on camera. There is somebody who I believe who has a ceiling that's a little higher that can break the world record right now.
Who's that?
I think is Sharika.
So he has Sharika breaking both records.
You've heard it here first. Okay. If it happens.
Even if it happens this year, yeah. But I believe that, when you watch Shelly and you watch Elaine, mm-hmm. their form and their approach is so clean, so flawless.
Yeah.
Hers isn't. It's still, she has good, she's strong, but her technique isn't Elaine and it isn't Shelly.
Right.
You know what I mean? So in my head, I believe that makes her ceiling a little higher. She can get a little bit better. You know what I mean? So if it happened with her, I always tell Justin if she was like 10:47 with a 2.0, I'd be like,
would you be surprised?
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
I mean, when you look at it, she
has
has the depth because she's coming from a 400-meter background,
mm-hmm.
and she's dropped down to the 2, and then she dropped down to the 1, and she's
mm-hmm.
ran great times in all 3 events, right?
Yeah.
So I think that she's able to do so and she has a unique talent. So her talent is deep. So she's able to sharpen it and work on her technique
mm-hmm.
and really be consistent with that technique.
Yeah.
We're able to see something better than a 10-6 from her for sure.
That is so true. And the final record now is one that it's all over the place. This 1919 that, people have been saying that it's going to be gone and, 1910 is going to happen on the track. How do we feel about that record? 1919 is no fluke, right? The closest time to that is it's 1926 by Ewan Blake, and then 1931, the American record by Noah Lyles. Can we see that go down at any time?
I'm gonna answer this first.
Yeah, please.
I watched the software and he was like, "You think that'll go first?" Yeah. If it does go first, it won't be anytime soon.
No.
I think what people don't realize when Bolt did the 1919, his average was 19.5s, 19.4s.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no disrespect to Noah. He's ran 19.3 once, and you said it on our show. Your PB isn't what you naturally run, right?
Mm-hmm.
So on average, Noah is a 19.6, 19.7 guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If he dips into 19.5s, 19.4s more, then we say, okay, he's his average. So for the 19.1, man, like Justin said, he's going to coin that phrase, tall order. That is an absolute tall order because now that's a whole 10th.
Yeah.
How do you get a whole 10th and with nobody really pressing you? You know what I mean? So I think Noah understands what he wants to do, and he's proved me wrong before.
Yeah.
But as of right now, what I see, I don't see him breaking that world record this year. Not saying I don't see him breaking it,
but that's not this year. Okay.
Yes,
I agree.
Yeah.
It's the ratio factor.
Yeah.
The times that we have seen him run have been great times, but once again, like you said, when you look at Bolt, he did 19.4s like it was nothing, and that's after running 2 competitive rounds and going into finals and doing that. So you got to take in consideration that if he's gonna go balls to the wall, you know what I'm saying, foot on the gas and go for it. I'm looking at Noah going about 19.2, 19.27, something around that range. That's possible now. You know what I mean? I think it's going to take him another year or 2 without any injuries and consistently just upticking when it comes to his talent and kind of just stepping away from the average of a 19.6 and keeping more consistent in the 5s and the 4s, like Rod said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa, I could stay here and talk all day. Trust and believe me, it's such a good conversation. Can you just let our listeners know where they can find your podcast and how often you drop these episodes and when is a new episode going to be?
We drop every Thursday at 10? At 10 o'clock.
10
o'clock on YouTube.
Yeah.
10 o'clock on YouTube every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
And we have bonus episodes that we drop on Mondays at 10 o'clock.
So we're going to do more of the rundowns of the track events every Thursday.
Yes.
And then now we're going to start doing a little bit more, try to do a little more interviews, and we're going to try to drop those through Mondays too. So that's what we're working on. So hopefully you'll see that coming through, so you'll get a double taste of the Ready, Set, Go show.
Yeah.
And like and subscribe, please.
Yes,
We
please.
appreciate
Please
this.
like and subscribe and share.
Share. This show is for y'all.
Yeah.
You know, we're making this so you get to understand an in-depth look for what these athletes are really doing, and you can understand them from a human aspect, because you can root for the fastest, but then you're really going to cheer for the people that holds your heart.
Listen, man, it's been such a great conversation. I cannot thank you both enough. I wish that we had a longer time. It was such a fulfilling conversation. The Jamaican people, they're enjoying this conversation. I hope that you can enjoy the rest of your time here on the island and not just work, right? Find Dunsriver or something, please. Yeah. Gonna climb the falls, something.
Eat. That's what we're doing.
Yes,
Eating.
man. Some jerk chicken, some jerk pork, something.
We went to Devin's house.
Yes.
Yeah, it was good.
Really?
It was great.
Well, see there, yeah, man. Nice, man. Nice. Please try the KFC. Yeah. Please and thank you. We have the best KFC in the entire world.
We having oxtails tonight.
Well, see there. All right, good. Well, that's Justin Gatlin and Rodney Green. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to their YouTube channel, Ready, Set, Go. It's their podcast, and you can find it on Apple Podcast as well.
Apple, Spotify,
yeah.
All those streaming platforms. You can find it. YouTube. Just type in Ready, Set, Go.
And you find
exclamation point.
Yeah.
My name. It's all attached together. Same thing with Rodney.
Yeah.
He don't think that he's famous, so I tell him he's very popular.
He is. Come on, Rodney, please. But guys, they'll also be at the Racers Grand Prix this Saturday as well. So go out and support all the athletes. Once again, guys, thank you so much. Justin actually said to me, "Yo, you really did your research. Like, you're really good." And I was like, "Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for passing through once again. And until next time, this was the E-Zone. Up next is the best produced news in the nation. Nation 105.